All right, guys, in this video, we're gonna go ahead and go over bid adjustments and why they are important and how you should use them. And real quick, so the video is just to explain to you guys how they work and, what to kind of do with them and just give you a good explanation on what's the point of bid adjustments. So if you guys do not know how to read the data, then go ahead and rewatch that video looking at the data so you can understand, okay, kind of where you need to make bid adjustments. And I'm just going to let you guys know like how much you should do and where you can do them in this video, okay? So essentially what bid adjustments are, they are a way for you to, I guess, hone in on what is working the best. So whether it's a certain age group, a certain gender, a certain household income, it's a way for you to focus more of your budget on those certain, I guess, areas, there's those certain ranges, all right? Now, so the first place we can go ahead and do bid adjustments is going to be under demographics. And as you can see right here, we have a lot of data. We have age, all right? So there's certain age groups, and then there's also unknown. So the people who Google does not really, know their age. And this is always going to be the largest group with the most clicks, most impressions, at least for the most of the time, 90% of the time. And then you're also going to have up here, all right, gender. All right, and this is going to show us the genders, what's getting you the most clicks. Household income. So it gives you a pretty good amount of data so you can really hone in on what's working. And like I said, you guys, obviously this campaign has no conversions yet, so we can't go based off of conversions, but you guys know how to read the data already and you know kind of what to look for. Look for what's working the best, has you the best click-through rate. So essentially, if you have no conversions yet, then look at what has the best click-through rate, maybe lowest cost per click, what looks like it has the most potential. And if you have conversions, well then just really focus on that. Look at what's getting you the most potential or the lowest cost per conversion, the best conversion rate, for your clicks, how much is it spending, certain things like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and go through this. So from what I can see, all right, right here, 65 plus. All right, this has the best looking data I can see since this has no conversions. All right, 2.39 click-through rate. All right, it has the most amount of impressions, so that means people searching for a Himalayan salt lamp the majority of them are 65 and up. So now I'm starting to get an idea of my demographic, and I can see that they have the highest click-through rate. And let's see, second highest would be unknown. So those are individuals who Google doesn't really have any data on. And then the third is going to be 18 through 24, but there's not really that many clicks, all right, not that many impressions. So what I would do is, okay, I would look at all this data and say, 25 through 34. It doesn't seem like they're really, it doesn't seem like they're doing that well. I'm going to do a small bid adjustment. And normally I don't recommend going above 30% from the get-go. I would recommend starting small. So what we do is we go ahead and under the column bid adjustment, you go ahead and click on this little pencil, all right? And from here, what we want to do is switch this to decrease. And normally I would recommend, if it's getting clicks and it's not like, say for example, if this was a 0.5 click-through rate, then I really wouldn't even want to focus any of my budget on it, but I wouldn't want to turn it off yet. So I would then I would probably do like a 50% decrease. So essentially, if you have an average cost per click of, say you're doing manual cost per click and you have it set to $1, right? And you do a decrease of 50%, then that means anyone in this age group, you're only willing to bid 50 cents to get a click from them. All right, so essentially it's letting Google kind of know in a way that you're not trying to focus on these individuals, but you can still get clicks for them, just you don't want to pay as much because to you, they're not as high converting. All right, so I would go ahead and do like a 50% just because, actually no, it's 1.27. I would do a 30% negative bid adjustment on these because they're not doing very well. So I would also do the same right here. Let's go to switch this to decrease. All right. So if it's not that far off from, maybe your highest click-through rate, then don't decrease it by more than 30%. But you just want to let Google know, hey, I'm not trying to spend as much on these people. I want to focus more of my budget on those who look most likely to convert. All right. And as I can see right here, these people seem most likely to convert to me. So what I would do is I would actually do a small increase of 10% and see how it does and see if my click-through rate maybe goes up. If I start getting a little more conversions, you want to keep an eye on everything. If you see like your cost per conversion going up a little bit, because you are going to be bidding a little bit more, then okay, maybe lower it a tiny bit, But potentially if it's getting you, more conversions over time, then okay, that's obviously a really good thing. So let's go ahead and continue on here. Let's see. So for these are kind of like in the mid range of the whole entire campaign. So I would leave these the same. So 55 through 64, 45 through 54, and 18 through 24. Those I wouldn't really do any bid adjustments. I'd only look for the lowest ones and the highest, and then I would really focus on those. So for this one, 2.08, I would probably do like a 5% bid adjustment increase. All right, just to focus a little bit more on this too, because it seems like it has the most potential. And essentially, you could do the same thing for gender. So I could see, okay, yeah, this one's really not working that good. So I would do a decrease of, let's say, 1.10%. Let's do 20%. And there's no real set amount to how much of increase or decrease you have to do. It's all about testing with Google. And I've said this a million times in my videos. It's all about testing. Do a negative bid adjustment and then see how it does in the next few days and adjust accordingly. Okay. So for this one, I would probably do, this one has the most clicks. So, and the most impressions. Now, even though it has a base click-through rate, like it's the mid ground. It's doing the best from what I can see as far as getting the most clicks. So I would probably do a 10%, just to see if maybe it can increase the click-through rate because I'm paying more, and that could result in a higher position. So basically, essentially, where your ad shows up on the landing page, so it could show up like let's see, like it could show up a little bit higher. Maybe, say these were both ads. Now you might be showing up right here. Maybe doing that bid increase would allow you to show up right here. And you could essentially potentially get a higher click-through rate. All right, so let's go ahead and go back to this campaign. And this one's, let's see, male has a 2.64. Let's do a 5% increase. No, with these, it's, again, it's just more focusing, letting Google know where you want to focus more of your budget on. All right, and you don't always have to, increase it. I could have just left these blank and just done a negative increase on here. But I want to try to get this click-through rate up. So you know what? Actually, this one I will leave at 0 because the click-through rate's already pretty dang good. I just want to see if I could get this click-through rate up a little bit. So I'll do a 10% increase for the bid adjustment. Next, we could go to household income. All right, and again, you could do the same for all of these. Top 10%, whoever you want. But keep in mind, what your target demographic is. Are you selling high-end furniture? Then that would most likely be top 10%, and you want to focus more on those individuals. But as we can see, the majority of the time, it is going to be the lower 50%. All right. So now next, these are pretty much nothing you really want to focus on. Next, what we can do is you can also do bid adjustments for location. All right. Now with location, let's go ahead and go. You want to click on geographic report. All right. Click on that. Click on the United States, and then you could break it down by state or any different one you want. I usually recommend just do it by state. And now we have all the different states. And then if you see a certain state is doing the best, so let's go ahead and do sort this out by clicks. All right, Florida is doing the best. Really high click-through rate. Looks pretty good. Yeah, so maybe I'll do like nothing crazy. I would do a 5% bid adjustment on this. And how you can go ahead and do that is you could just go ahead and check it. All right. So let's go ahead and check all the ones that we want first. So I could see, okay, Alabama has a really high click-through rate. I like that. So I want to focus a little bit more on that. When it comes to doing bid adjustments on states, it's not more about, trying to bring certain ones up. It's more about, all right, find the ones that are doing the best and then focus on those and then give them a small bid adjustment just so Google knows, okay, these are the states that this guy really wants to focus on. So don't try to do bid adjustments to increase any click-through rates. Just do it to try to get all your money focused on those states, or not all of it, but more of it. So let's go ahead and go through this. The Arizona is doing really good. Washington. All right. And normally, or actually it's Arkansas. And for doing bid adjustments on here, I really don't recommend doing it this early on. I recommend doing it, after you have maybe 2 to 3 weeks of data. This way you have really a lot more to look at because this could change very fast. Before we know it, New York could have actually been the best. I mean, sometimes Texas does amazing for the most part. So when it comes to doing location bid adjustments, I recommend doing them, after you've really ran the campaign for about 3 weeks or so. It could be after 2 weeks, but you want, multiple days of just data. This way you can look at a huge accumulation of it. So let's go ahead and continue on. Let's see, Kansas. All right, so that's good enough for right now. You guys kind of get the point. Oh, actually, Minnesota's doing really, wait, no, it's not Minnesota. New Mexico, 5%. All right. And after you've gone ahead and selected the ones that you want, just go ahead and click on Edit, Add Targets, and Set Bid Adjustment. And let's just do an increase on of 5% for these. Actually, maybe 10%. This way it really focuses on those. All right, and now we can see under targeted. So under United States, you're going to have, it's still going to be, getting traffic from all those other states. But now you can see these are the ones that we really have targeted and that we have focused on. And from here, you could change them individually if you want. So, they don't all have to be 10%. You could change 1 to 5, 1 to 2%. And you could really just do all your little adjustments right there. And then next, we'll get to ad schedule a little bit later, because these will be in a completely separate video. So we're going to go ahead and go into devices. And this is one of the most important ones where you can really see, where the majority of traffic is coming from. And 99.99999% of the time, it's going to be from mobile phones. So I can see that computers is doing completely horrible. So what I'm going to do on this is very simply do a negative, let's do negative 30%. All right. And then they also give you these cool little tools, bid simulator. All right. So this will give you some cool information. If you increase it or decrease it. But to me, from what I can see, I don't even want to focus on computers, because the majority of people who are going to buy this are going to be on their phone. So maybe I'll do like a cool little 5%. Just tell it, hey, focus the majority of everything on mobile, because this one seems to be doing the best to me. And it's very simple. And as far as bid adjustments, those are really the main ones that you want to be doing. And again, with a lot of these bid adjustments, wait till you have, adequate data, a good amount of, stuff to look at, because, only running it for maybe 3-4 days, you don't really want to be making any bid adjustments yet. Focus on, adding negative keywords, working on your ad copy. Focus on those things first. Those are more important. Do bid adjustments after you've got all of that settled. All right. So that is bid adjustments, what they're for, what they do. And that is it for this video, guys.